Hello there, Leo. Welcome into a random next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I did decide to pre-pull 2 Talisman Oracle cards, and you're beginning your next 48-hour reading with divine guidance and leadership. So, my friend, I feel you're stepping into a very divine chapter of your life, a period where there's no shortage of guidance, there's no shortage of support, and feeling as if you are on your way towards a hell of a lot more. Look at what I'm doing here with my hands purposely. Although it felt like a bit of a random moment for me, you are ultra connected, all right? You're going to feel even more connected to yourself, to your higher self, to source, to the spiritual realm, to who you look to, who you trust in for guidance, for support the most. You're going to feel even more connected selectively and even randomly to other people in your physical reality. I also feel there's an extreme connection that you're about to experience, the development of which, when it comes to you and your team of guides. Some of you in the next 48, there's a brand new member being added to joining your team of guides, and that's part of why you're feeling more guidance than ever, all right? But speaking upon the leadership card, Leo, the next 2 days and surrounding it really highlights the fact that you're a destined leader in this lifetime, all right? Some of you might even find a reminder and or an informant coming to be of how you were a leader in your own way, if not multiple, in a past life or two, all right? Some of you were a teacher, some of you were a different type of mentor, public speakers, stuff of this nature. But I feel you're going to remember that you are somebody who thrives in the midst of hard work, not all the time because of certain factors outside of your control and otherwise, but I do feel that you're feeling out the energy quite efficiently in the next 48 for so many reasons. You know, you're reading the room and you're reading it accurately. You're seeing through people's BS. I just saw what I believe to be was a butterfly flying on by in front of me. I don't know why I'm speaking robotically now. If you find that coming to be in the next 48, you know, even if you weren't before, you start to speak robotically, take a hot second. I guarantee the energy in the air is affecting you in some way, shape, or form. It could be a spirit trying to mess up what you are conveying. But look up the spiritual meaning of a tiger and the spiritual meaning of a frog. I'm getting there's something there for you. Now, also the spiritual meaning of a dragonfly. When things feel like they're connecting for you, when you feel like up and migrating, just trust in the purposefulness of it all. It's this feeling of spirit saying, if you're meant to get something out, if you're meant to communicate something, if you're meant to get something done, you're going to. Little stumbles along the way, an attempt to prevent, an attempt to mess you up is not going to get in the way of the end result. Does that make sense? I hope that's clicking for you. I hope that's being digested properly, because Spirit is saying, and you've heard this probably on my channel, if not otherwise, multiple times, especially in the recent past, you walk a very purposeful path, all right? And so as that's being reminded to you, maybe informed to you in a new way or two, trust, all right? This word keeps coming up these days in these readings. Trust in yourself, trust in your path, trust in your ability to guide others while you're guided more than ever. Trust in the ability that you have within more than ever to be a leader, okay? I feel you are meant to be a leader that a lot of us need, all right? You're meant to be a leader that you even need while you're feeling this transforming, you know? I don't feel like the leader I once was. Okay, that's a good thing, you know? And I see you wanting to better yourself, therefore bettering your life, you know? It could even be a reversal where you want to better your physical reality, your day-to-day life somehow, if not multiple ways. And then that transitions into you bettering your physical temple somehow, or maybe your health otherwise, or maybe it just more so inspires you to better take care of yourself somehow. But I also want to say there's somebody paranoid in your midst. There's somebody paranoid. As I was getting that from somebody trying to lock their car multiple times when it evidently already locked. But anyways, somebody is paranoid in your midst. The Page of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. People realize you go through a lot. People realize you deal with stresses that you shouldn't have to, okay? And I really feel like at a certain point, Spirit is going to push you to catch your breath in one way, shape, or form, even if it's to the point of going the extreme, because you may be in this go-go energy, or it could be for some a bit of an avoidance energy where you're not doing what you need to do in the moment. Say, for example, catching your breath, taking a moment to stop, to gather yourself, to reground. And they're saying that's not going to be the best route if you choose to avoid or just not do what you need to do in the moment. But I do see you going through this balancing act that leaves you with some great results. You put in the work and you see things start to move again, or move even more so, or you keep the ball rolling in some way, shape, or form. While I do feel this balancing act is leaving you, Leo, in more of a glowing state of being. All right. If we look closely at this Page of Cups, you are shining in the next 48 and thinking about a lot, while people want to shower you with love and appreciation, and that in and of itself leaves you glowing even more, right? And so I wouldn't be surprised if that reminds you, inspires you to do the same to other people, even if it's more so after this 2-day period, in order to kind of pay it forward in a sense, while people are helping you with your glow, not being the only factor that's playing into it, but then you approach somebody or watch somebody's content online and you compliment them, you praise them, you shower them with a little bit of love and appreciation, and they start to glow more so, or their glow comes back to be. And so I feel that's honestly one of your beautiful ways of assisting other people. And honestly, it could partially stem from divine guidance. And I also see people wanting to, in the future, they're thinking about approaching you with something of importance. And I feel them overthinking the way they're going to go about wording it or approaching you, or when to go about doing so. Anyways, it's a reminder that a lot of people, or most people, overthink. But the Magician at the bottom of the deck, my friend, what are you manifesting? What are you manifesting, Leo? They're saying regardless of what you're trying to manifest, make sure you're drinking a lot of water. But it seems to be a time where the power more than ever lies within to create your reality exactly as you foresee it. And I'm not surprised to hear that a lot of you would have started to or successfully manifested your vision from the past that you had in the past that's no longer in alignment with who you are at this point. Imagine if you very easily successfully manifested that vision completely and then had to manifest and create a whole new one because you changed, So it reminds us each individually to just accept that sometimes what we envision is not the end-all be-all. It'll change, will change, Sometimes we're not meant to manifest everything we have our heart set out for. We have our eyes peeled upon, There's a different vision board, a different set of targets to hit because you're continuing to change, all right? But I do feel Spirit saying it's not about manifesting the larger picture at this time, because that vision is going to change more so in the upcoming weeks and whatnot. But it's about manifesting the small things, even the ideal smaller things in life, So think about it. Do you want to connect more, experience more with somebody specifically? Do you want to gain some random specific amount of money? Do you want to experience a new landmark being hit for your business or through your job or through your hobby or project? Then let's manifest it. You know what I mean? Let's make it happen, because as a Leo, more than ever, you hold that power. You hold that magic within you, okay? But the Star card, Leo, I feel this is a time where we're shifting from stressful factors in life to more of a magical wishes being granted state of living. Beautiful, because they're saying as the small wishes are manifested, granted to you, coming to fruition, it's all supporting the larger picture moving forward. It's all supporting the larger manifestations that lie closer than you even can feel in the moment. but you might feel like you have a low battery. Kind of reminds me of the Sag reading I did. The number 10 is significant. Completion, my friend. Imagine if certain things that completed in the past, whether you had full control, wanted that change or not. Imagine if those levels of completion, forms of which didn't come to be. Where would you be now? You know, it reminds me of my first move to LA. It was a bit spooky, hard to deal with. It was traumatic, to be completely real with you. And it came to an end, even though a huge part of me was fighting it and didn't want it to come to an end. It was a dream of mine, you know, but it came to an end, and then I got to spend a lot of quality time with my family. And then I ended up moving to Florida, which I guarantee I wouldn't have done. It was an experience. And then I moved back here. And so it's like this whole chain of events that needed to happen, you know, for my benefit, for my path's benefit, that if that never ended where I didn't really want it to, things wouldn't have taken place the way they were meant to. And there was a lot of negativity that Spirit was preventing, right? And that's just a prime example from my set of experiences. But think about it. Things have to change. Things have to complete. And so allow that to motivate you to embrace change and flow more than ever, okay? But to get ready to wrap up your reading, I see you receiving a wish fulfillment in the next 48. And a lot of you are partially, if not fully, responsible for that. But it does feel like Spirit is saying life is changing for you, Leo. You're continuing to change as you're manifesting a lot, co-creating even more, and you're going to be receiving so many wish fulfillments, while one specific one lies within the next 2 days, the next 48. All right? So, Leo, those are your magical next 48-hour messages. That was your reading. I hope it was truly helpful. I am, as always, sending you a ton of love and light. Do take care.